When I stop and think about it, it feels like I've been hearing about the possibility of this movie existing for 28 years. But it's true, we finally have a real trailer, and I think I can speak for everyone when I say it was well worth the wait. Let's discuss.
I watch so you don't have to.
All I'm offering is the truth, nothing more.
Let's go, baby! 28 years later, trailer in full effect. Wait, this is a sequel? I guess I should watch 28 months later first. Never mind, 28 months later doesn't exist. It's just 28 days later and then 28 weeks later. I'll watch a YouTube summary video of the first two movies. I doubt I'm missing all that much. Oh, Teletubbies. The purple one was always my favorite. What's with the weird radio transmission? Boots. Apple bottom jeans, boots with the fur. This is giving me serious Walking Dead vibes. This movie doesn't look nearly colorful enough to hold my attention. And why are we making movies in 2024 without CGI? Unacceptable. Wait, is that Kraven the Hunter? All these numbers in the transmission and they didn't mention 28 once. Missed opportunity. I don't know what all the hype is about. I'm not really sure if I'll actually be seated. Ladies and gentlemen, on a list of things that really impressed me about this trailer, the fact that this movie looks this good visually and was shot on an iPhone 15 is at the top of that list. How does something shot on a cell phone look infinitely better than most of the big budget slop we usually get? A lot of movies in the modern era look very flat. They look lifeless. And that has a lot to do with piss-poor cinematography.
That makes sense.
And I think the fact that 28 weeks later looks as good as it does using a cell phone is a testament to what a great director and a solid team around him can accomplish. You see, because filmmaking is not always about the resources that you put into it, it has much more to do with the vision and passion behind it. Sometimes, in fact most times, a less is more approach typically yields better results. And I think Hollywood can learn a thing or two about what Danny Boyle and company are trying to accomplish here. That being said, whoever the person is that cut this trailer together deserves some kind of recognition. If the art of the trailer is dying like we suggest that it is at times, then this person or persons is single-handedly resurrecting it. This is easily one of the most expertly crafted trailers that I've seen in a long time.
I like it a lot.
Again, it's showing you just enough to keep you intrigued and make you want to see the movie, and not showing you too much to the point where you feel like you've seen the whole movie already. There's just some really striking imagery included in this trailer. All of these shots, some that even venture into being straight up weird, could be off-putting, out of context, because of how random they feel. But it doesn't feel that way at all, because I found myself asking the question, what's up with that guy in the weird mask? I want to know more. When a trailer gets you to ask intriguing questions, then that usually means that it did its job. Now that might sound obvious to some people, but when you consider that most modern trailers rarely ever have an impact on me in this way, it's easy for me to say that the 28 years trailer felt very refreshing to me. There is a lot of speculation in regards to one shot in particular in the trailer that involves what looks to be an emaciated, infected person rising into the frame. Now, some fans are already speculating that this is Cillian Murphy. I'm not really sure where this theory is coming from. Apparently, it's at least partially based on a quote from someone involved with the film, saying that he is used in a surprising way. Listen, I love speculation just as much as the next person, but would it not seem like a waste to bring back this now Oscar-winning actor and put him into a role where he's almost unrecognizable? Into a role where he most likely wouldn't even have speaking lines. Unless this movie is going in a direction that we are not expecting. I just find it very hard to believe that that is Cillian Murphy. I'm going to assume that he has something a bit more substantial to do in the film, unless they intend to throw us a complete curveball. The other thing that jumped out to me about this trailer was the voiceover with the monotone counting. and the words that sound similar to a military march. Now, I did some research, and it turns out that this poem is called Boots, originally written in 1903 by Rudyard Kipling during World War I. It's supposedly meant to capture the insanity induced into infantrymen after hearing the constant marching, mixed with the dread of what was coming toward them.
We're gonna die!
Now, I think the fact that they chose that poem in particular with that kind of meaning says a lot about what we could potentially be getting in this film. There is a feeling of impending doom that is very evident in this trailer. You get the impression that there are small pockets of humans trying to survive in this new world, and maybe even trying to rebuild on this island location that they show. But the infection looms, the fear of another breakout is always going to be there, so you can imagine what worrying about that would do to people. Plus, there may be something to the lawlessness and unforgiving nature of a post-apocalyptic world like this that could quite literally turn some non-infected individuals mad.
See, madness, as you know, like gravity, all it takes is a little push.
Like any great post-apocalyptic zombie story, you have a dual threat of the infected, as well as the humans who don't live by the same rules anymore. Perhaps this film will dig in to this descent into madness that is triggered by extreme isolation. It also appears to me that the opening sequence of this trailer is a flashback, perhaps to the time period that we see towards the end of 28 weeks later, where the infection starts to go global. I wouldn't be surprised if that scene with the kids watching Teletubbies is the opening sequence of this film. This is a series of films that is known for brutal and memorable opening sequences, and I would expect that to continue here. In fact, I would love a Dawn of the Dead 2004-esque opening sequence of just seeing hitting the fan. Set the tone early and reintroduce the audience to the brutality of this world in a way that we haven't really seen yet. I think more than anything, it's great to see the duo responsible for the first film back in the fold this time around. It's great to see a film's original creators return to a franchise after an extended period away. It doesn't always work out, but something tells me that these two guys wouldn't be back if they didn't have something special to give us. Bottom line, again, I thought this trailer was phenomenal. 28 years later has instantly shot up my list of most anticipated movies of next year. I think it's time for respected filmmakers to start to dip their toes back into the horror genre. In a lot of ways, Danny Boyle and Alex Garland were the more modern catalyst of that. So it will be interesting to see how they apply newly acquired skills to the franchise that they originally created.
Y'all be cool. Right on.